Alright, Sunday morning mods. This is that eBay purchased Renogy Eclipse 100 watt fold 'em up solar panel suitcase. And I'm doing some serious freaking mods to this thing. Because I already have one of these and did mods to it, but this one has a solar charge controller, which I just swapped out, and I'll show you why. Now let's get right down to the details here. First off, this Voyager that came with it, it's not bad, but the first problem that I saw was these little wimpy terminal points. Really weak. It may be waterproof, that's good and all that, and I may use this for something else, but the Wanderer over here has much stronger binding posts. You can crank down on these screws. Okay, so I had to drill out here, put better hardware, okay, cheap Chinese hardware in here. So these are 1024s with locking nuts. So this thing's in here good and tight, and the clearance is good when you close it over. And what I did, the first thing I did was, well, what if I just want to not use this and use an onboard solar charge controller from another unit? So what I did is I had some 10 AWG power cord here and just paralleled them into the input here. And I don't know if you can see this, but I used my solder pot and tightened them all together, used some rosin cord, then dipped them, soldered them together, so they're not going to come apart. Put them in here. And the same thing with this goes to the battery right here. It's kind of a weird thing. They're using MC4 with battery and jumper cables. I'm going to modify that too in a sec. But when the battery cables were plugged into this, it was actually screwing down on the plastic. It wasn't even making contact right here. So I stripped those wires back a little bit and dipped those too, tinned them essentially. Put a little bit more heat shrink on here and here. And the really sexy part is you see all these tie straps right here? It's all cable relief. Right here and right here. So I used a double deal and crossed it over here so you can't pull this thing out. See right here? Crank on that all day, it's not going to pull off. And of course you want to do the S when you're, for additional relief, in case you want to pull that thing up like this and let it dangle. Well, it's not going to dangle very much. Well, you really don't need to see what the hell's going on with this one because set it and forget it. There's no LED lights to go bad either. No display. And this thing's already worked. And the other thing I did was put in rubber bump stops. Really piss poor design. All the hardware on this Renogy solar panel is kind of shitty. So when this thing is sitting down, it's actually sitting on this bolt right here. Now it's going to sit on this. So I'm going to get some Rust-Oleum Hobby black enamel, whatever, good paint. I'm going to paint all this hardware too. I might RTD silicone them too, and I'll just paint them. But that's it. Now I haven't tested out the diodes. Remember how I had the problem with my other solar panel with crappy diodes? I still have that bag of diodes Renogy sent me a couple years ago, and I'm going to test these out to make sure I get full output on these guys. But I've already tested out this wiring configuration. It works freaking perfect. So now it's a dual purpose solar panel. You can use it as a traditional 100 watt solar panel with MC4 connectors, or use their proprietary, I've got it over here but I'm not going to show you, battery clip-em-on jumper cable looking deals to go straight to your battery. And just use this as a charge controller for that. So pretty freaking insane good. You know, what kind of guy takes a brand new solar panel and just mods the living piss out of it? Well, this guy does. But it's going to work better, it's going to last a hell of a lot longer, and these are really good PWM 30 amp solar charge controllers. So there you have it. And I'll show you this thing in work before too long. I still have lots to do on it, but it works. It's going to work fucking great.